everybody, I'm Tom McCarthy along with Bob Wenzel. You know, this is one of those matchups that you look forward to when the schedule comes out, and it's on the schedule 2 different times. Not only because these are 2 of the top teams in the A-10, but because it's the rivalry between the 2 schools.
It brings the intensity level up. If you try to predict what's going to happen in this game, that's fool's gold, because you never know what's going to happen in a rivalry game like this.
What we do know is that VCU will implement their havoc defense, and when you have a couple of good guards like Richmond does, that's pretty good. Jake Gilliard is one of those guys.
Big player in big games. 29 against Dayton in their loss just recently. When he played against VCU last year, he had 23 points, dribbled through the havoc, and if he can get through the havoc with his dribble without having to pass and get double teams, that's going to help them a lot.
All right, now for VCU, they've been using 12 different players the last handful of games. The guy we're going to talk about isn't even starting tonight, but Bones Hyland has been really good.
One of my new favorite players, 6'5" guard, little English off the backboard, best three-point shooter on the team. He's made 34 at 41%. Long, lean, can get to the basket, and his
it's
teammates
a great
love
atmosphere for college basketball. And Chris Mooney knows it. He's been in big-time atmospheres, and he knows that the other night at his place, the Robins Center, they were sold out for the first time this year. He's tucked inside that huddle right there. Let's look at the starting lineups for both of these clubs. Now, Richmond is without Blake Francis. He's their leading scorer. They've been out without him for the last handful of games. They're hoping to get him back in a couple weeks. Look at Gustafson. He's going to be a key defensively against some of these outside shooters for VCU. Mike Rhodes in his 3rd season at VCU. These 2 guys know each other quite well. In fact, their 2 sons play on the same travel team here in Richmond, Virginia. In fact, Chris Mooney was telling us that when he was at Air Force, he actually thought that there was a chance Mike Rhodes was going to go out and coach with him at Air Force when he was at Randolph-Macon.
Lots of good stuff going on in this game. There's no doubt about that. Jacob Gilliard, who is the smallest player on the floor, number 0 in the blue, will have a large impact for a small player in this game. 23 the last time they played, 29 against Dayton recently, leads the nation in steals.
And you just saw Golden touch the ball up top. He'll be important for Richmond as well. He and Santos Silva. KO backs his way in off the glass, didn't have the angle. Sims with the rebound.
Sims is a small power forward. We're going to see 12 players for VCU in this game.
Marcus Evans is number 2. He has 1,997 points. Santos Silva with a jump stop and moves his feet around and gets the layup. That is so important for VCU.
He's the best in the league in the paint. Understands angles, can shoot left-handed and right-handed. No press that time, no double team, straight man.
Golden from the free throw line, jumper no good, too strong, rebound tip, Santos Silva has the board.
Nice pass up the floor by Evans. Good judgment by Deriante there.
And Jenkins to the basket, off the glass, he's bumped, it's 4-0 VCU. He's now their leading scorer, average-wise per game.
Yeah, he is, but he's a guy who can get 5 in a game and impact the game with his defense.
Golden away from the basket, backs his way in, spinning along the baseline. Hook shot is good. You need to have a hook shot if you're going to run this system.
He's 6'10", 250, down from 270. So Grant Golden feels better. Talked to him right before the game. He feels that his legs don't get heavy at the end of games like they did last season.
Averages 12.5 per game. Van bump, turnaround jumper is good. That's a good sign for VCU if he can get going offensively too.
They had a ceremony right before the game. He scored the 1,000-point against St. Joseph's. Interestingly enough, as you mentioned, we got a player in this game almost at 2,000.
Amazing. Golden spinning toward the paint, outside to KO. KO has it knocked away by Van. Dives to the floor. What a pursuit.
Great hustle. That's VCU basketball. We talked to Mike Rhodes at practice today, and he said that they are playing the best they have played all season right now.
Santos Silva didn't get himself set as he turned and shot that. 6-2, VCU on top early go. Both teams are 5-2 in the Atlantic 10. Golden's 12-footer is good.
That was the first time they trapped in the game. Richmond executed beautifully against it. Your man goes to trap, you got to come and meet the ball.
Evans in the corner, tough pass. He's able to save it. Shot clock at 15. Jenkins cut off by Gustafson. Baseline fader is good.
He doesn't make that one very often. He's a driver and a three-point shooter. The mid-level game makes him really dangerous.
Evans with the steal. Gilliard got it back and did not get it across the midcourt stripe in 10 seconds, so the turnover's forced. Hey, Richmond's turned it over twice. They don't turn it over that often.
Evans understands that Gilliard leads the nation in steals, but his team is among the best in the nation at steals, and he just made a statement right there.
Caressi is in for the first time for Richmond. He's number 2. He's long in the middle, covering Santos Silva. Jumper for Evans. He is fouled. Count the bucket. It's a 3, and it's 2,000 points for Marcus Evans.
2 years at Rice, transfers to VCU. In his last year of eligibility, what a way to get his 2,000.
Now they're on their feet here at the Siegel Center. 2001. He is the 595th player in college basketball history to reach 2,000 points. 595 guys have done it. The all-time leading scorer is Pistol Pete Maravich at 3,667 without a three-point line.
And he averaged 44 a game. Of course, his dad was the coach, so he got to shoot it.
And into the paint, leaning in, sweeping in. And Sherrod with the rebound. Gilliard.
Sherrod's an excellent player, number 5. Grandfather played here at VCU. This is him with the ball. He can shoot it, and he's very strong as well.
Deo double teamed off the glass, no good. Putback is no good. Loose ball, kicked around, and saved by Van, who goes to the floor for the second time. Jenkins for 3.
Hesitated. Little hitch in the shot. Gustafson was up on him.
Gilliard out to Caressi.
That's not his game.
Gustafson has it stripped away. 3 turnovers for Richmond. And Jenkins bumps. And he'll go to the free throw line for 2.
This is a great start for the home team, no doubt about that.
I'm not sure when they began this series. It's been the 84th meeting that havoc was even thought about. VCU swept last year's season series. Richmond swept the season series before. This is the first meeting with both teams 10 games or better over 500. All right, Bob, here's the keys to tonight's game.
Well, three-point accuracy for Richmond is essential for them to stay in this game. Pressure without fouling. It's one thing to trap and press and have havoc, but if you're fouling at the same time, Richmond is the #1 free throw shooting team in this league and among the best in the country at 80% for the entire team. So you do not want to get in foul situations with them. And so far, VCU has done that beautifully. No fouls in the game, but plenty of hustle and diving on the floor.
Well, here's the leader of the Atlantic 10 in free throw percentage, Dariante Jenkins. I think I jinxed that one pretty good, didn't I?
Yeah, right as he was shooting, too. Nice going, Tom.
89%. It's down a little bit. Still around 89%.
Profield in the game, Douglas in the game for VCU. Wojcik in the game, who's a terrific shooter. Grandfather was an assistant coach at Rutgers when they went to the Final Four. How about that one?
Oh, he may have traveled there. He got away with it.
Kept the pivot foot on the ground. Golden back in. He's got 2 baskets already, and here's his 3rd.
Wow, that is a tough shot.
That's a great pass. And good hands by Golden. There's a travel. They made up for it, Tom.
They went the wrong way with it, though.
You talk about Gilliard and Golden. Those two guys have played together, and that's why plays like that can happen. This is right between two players, and Golden finishes beautifully.
Yeah, Grant Golden came into this ball game as the leading scorer for Richmond overall points-wise, and they've got three guys that have scored 1,000 points. He had a heck of a freshman year.
They got one guy on the bench who's their best player.
Yep. Well, Golden's off to a really good start. He has 8 points.
All close to the basket shots.
And Sims misses the three, tipped out by Douglas. Profield for three up top, and it's too strong. Tipped it to the hands of Jenkins. Free throw line jumper, no good. And KO corrals it for Richmond.
Nothing wrong with that for VCU. Multiple shots at the goal. They got to be careful of coming off Golden so much. Douglas is out there right now on him, man to man. If you trap off him, he knows where to go to get the ball back.
Gilliard has been held scoreless so far. He has the basketball with the shot clock at 5. Over the head of Golden, Wojcik steps and fires three. Banks it home! Off the glass, whether he wanted it to or not.
Didn't even smile. Stoic approach by Wojcik. Dad was a coach, uncle was a coach.
7-0 run. Douglas inside, off balance, out of position, gets his own rebound, and his putback is good.
Repetitive jumping by Douglas. He is not a big scorer for Mike Rose, but he gets it done with his enthusiasm and team play. One of the weaknesses of Richmond, and they don't have a lot, is right here. They are not a good rebounding team. This is 1 against 4 right here, and Douglas comes up at the positive end of it. Somebody needs to slap that ball away when he's got it low like there.
The free throw in and out. It was KO who picked up the foul. Bones Hyland in for the first time.
He is guarding Wojcik. He's got to stay close for the three.
Burton also in for Richmond for the first time. He's number 3. He's inside.
Nothing wrong with going deep into the shot clock here.
Shot clock at 7. Burton is fouled going up. He may have been under the basket, but still he'll get 2 shots.
We talked about playing aggressively without fouling. That's the second time they've had a foul deep in the shot clock. Chris Mooney told us that Burton is a very athletic guy, and he's thrilled with this young freshman.
He only had 2 points against Dayton, but in the previous 2 games before Dayton, he had 26 points combined.
Pretty good stuff. Finding his way early in the year. They played some good teams, you know. They beat Vandy, beat Boston College, lost to Alabama in a close one.
Well, he missed one and he made one. Richmond will press. I mean, this isn't a full court press. This is just sort of a token slow you down.
Yeah, they're not a trapping type team. In the past, they were a matchup zone team. Now they're a man-to-man team. And they have demonstrated the ability in man-to-man this year so far.
Well, that's great hands by Caressi, who deflected it. Wojcik went to the ground. Richmond can take the lead. Caressi along the baseline is bumped by Santos Silva.
No,
he went along baseline.
Yeah, stepped out of bounds. There is Blake Francis, leading scorer on the team. Transfer from Wagner. Averaged 17.6. Got hurt in the game against St. Louis, sternum. Those are his stats for the year. Fantastic player. We chatted with him yesterday. Arm in a sling still.
Starting to shoot a little bit more, which is a good sign. They hope to have him back in a couple weeks. Douglas off the pass by Santos Silva, and he jammed it home.
2 post guys in at the same time. Unusual for Mike Rhodes.
He started doing that in the St. Bonaventure game.
See the visual signal by Gilliard there? With his left hand, he made a signal. It's so loud in here, if you say what the play is, they can't hear it. Get it inside, VCU. On the double team, Douglas in the right place, Santos the right pass. You double team post to post, you're going to get hurt if you don't get your hand on that pass. Exciting stuff so far in this game.
Absolutely. Under 12 to play in the first half. It's a 3-point lead for VCU.
Golden's been the man.
Profield with the shot clock at 10. Hyland launches and connects.
He's got radar, man. 41% from downtown. Only recently has he become a big factor in the last 4 games.
That's his 18th 3 in Atlantic 10 games, and he's playing with a smile on his face after connecting on that 3-pointer.
He loves the D, too. ISO here, ISO.
Sharon, fadeaway jumper, no good. Rebound is tipped. Santos Silva with the rebound.
Sherrod's been absent from the action so far. Unusual for him. Gustafsson is a very tough defender.
Profield steps and launches a 3.
Welcome back! He was injured, missed 7 games. And Malik Profield is a fan favorite here. Nice 3, Malik.
Rivalries are good for sports, and they're really good for college sports.
Well said, my friend. And it brings out the best in most players. Sometimes it brings out too much intensity, and I haven't seen that in this game. Gilliard so far has only taken 1 shot and missed.
And that's the second 10-second violation for Richmond.
And this is pressure without trapping here. And that is a problem for Chris Mooney. Gilliard's best when he goes full speed ahead, 100 miles an hour against any kind of pressure. I think he can break down the defense, and right now he's been content to kind of just bring the ball up the floor. He's made 3 great passes, of course, to Golden.
See the turnover margin, VCU. Best of the Atlantic 10, 7th in college basketball. Hyland's made 1 3, launches another. It's good! Splashdown from offside.
He can shoot it deep. And the thing that makes this very good, I hope we can show it to you, is his fake before the shot. It moves the defense back, gives him room to shoot it.
It's the largest lead of the night for VCU. Golden has 8 to Gustafsson. Shot clock is at 10. Gilliard hasn't scored just yet. Gilliard up top to Golden for 3, and it's too short.
Gilliard not scoring is a problem for the Spiders. Leading scorer, one of the best in the league. They're defending him well.
2 bigs in the game for VCU, Douglas and Santos Silva. Santos Silva in the paint. It's partially blocked by Golden.
Yeah, nice D by Golden. He's got Silva by about 4 inches.
KO into the paint, and he's fouled going up. Well, Bones Hyland, we've watched him evolve.
Let's see this. Now let's take a look. Watch the fake. He fakes the ball. That gives him room to shoot it. And, of course, he shoots the ball very, very high. High arcing. See that fake? Foot fake, ball fake. Gets the defense to back up. That's how you get free. Yeah. That's how you get rhythm.
I think it's something, if you're a young basketball player, to look at, because it can be the simplest of moves that give you enough space to let the ball go.
Absolutely. That's exactly what that's why he's so good. If he catches that ball and just tries to launch when someone's that close, his chances of it going in diminish dramatically.
KO makes both free throws, cuts the lead to 10.
Some players have feel, Tom. He's got feel.
At a young age.
Yep.
Off the screen. Skips it to the corner. Profield. Back to Hyland. Steps to his left. Launches again and makes another 3.
Are you kidding me? He was almost out of bounds on that one. Reminds me of the game he had against St. Bonaventure, but this game is much more intense.
10 points for Golden. It's 29-18. Good thing he's here.
Absolutely. He's made 3 close to the basket and 2 jumpers mid-range.
Sims entry pass to Santos Silva. He got a step on Golden. Can't finish, though.
He's having trouble against Golden. Golden's blocked one and made him miss that one.
Gilliard, he was bumped, he turned it over again. Curry!
Defense leads to offense. Long hands.
Already 6 turnovers, make it 7. It's a double dribble. It's 31-18. VCU is on top. How about Hyland coming off the bench tonight?
Bones from deep hits the bottom of the net. Take a look at it this time. The shot is challenged very well by KO. He makes it anyway. This young man is special talent. Look at how thin he is. Look how long his arms are. Think about when he's a year or 2 from now and he's got weight room muscle and strength.
He's still going to want us to call him Bones.
Oh, absolutely.
Van off the bench heading to the basket. And an offensive foul is called on Isaac Van.
And on our air against Georgetown has a guy named Bryce Golden on their team, who is the brother of Grant, who we're seeing play here for Richmond.
Santos Silva and Bones Hyland on the bench. Out of this timeout, VCU up 31-18.
Mike Rhodes knows what he's doing, and he uses a lot of guys. But if I had Bones Hyland, I would never take him out.
Yeah, because he's young, his legs are good.
I'm just kidding. But, I mean, the use of multiple players with the intense level really screws with the other team's mind.
Caressi can't connect on 3. Jenkins can carry the ball up the floor. Sims, ball knocked away. Caressi into the open floor. Speeds to the basket. Finger roll blocked away by Ward. They're going to call goaltending, though.
That you could see that coming 30 feet away. This young man has talent. Great steal here defensively right here by Caressi. And he goes about 75 feet handling the basketball. Pretty good stuff there.
31-20, VCU on top.
Gilliard has 1 steal in the game.
He averages 3.2 per game.
Leads the nation.
The other thing, too, is Gilliard and Sherrod have not scored. Jenkins left side of the lane. Good body control.
Jenkins and Isaac Van, elder statesmen for this team, are playing very well in this game. Jenkins especially. He always brings the D. The offense comes and goes for him.
He is 13. Wojcik thought about a 3 into the paint. Runner is good.
2 for 2.
That was athletic.
Yes. He made the bank-in 3, and now he makes a floater going forward. With Blake Francis out, Wojcik's going to get a lot more minutes. 3 guys getting ready to come in for Chris Mooney. 1 for Mike Rhodes.
Jenkins again. Too strong. Rebound Wojcik. Richmond got to stop. Now they're going to try to cut it to single digits.
They got opportunity here.
Hassan Ward with the block from behind.
That's talent right there. 6'9" talent. Man-to-man defense by the Spiders.
Sims off to the left. Sherrod. I mentioned Sherrod and Gilliard. They combined for 27 points apiece together, and they haven't scored yet tonight.
They need to run something specially for him.
And Gilliard turns it over. At 7 turnovers for Richmond.
Gilliard needs to go away from the ball, get a couple of screens, clear for him. Maybe drive in, get to the free throw line. I don't think he's lost confidence at all, but defensively they've been on him. They have forced him to be a passer, and he's both a passer and a shooter. But in this game, they need him to be shooting the ball.
Covering Evans, now Jenkins up top. Tried to leave it down low to Santos Silva, but he was indecisive on what he wanted to do.
Yeah, I think you're right. Santos Silva was posting and he was fronted, so it had to be a lob pass. Evans is taking the challenge on Gilliard here. Gilliard's only 5'9", Evans is about 6'2".
KO working against McAllister. A top to Wojcik, corner for Gilliard for three. It's no good. Gustafsson with the putback, though. It is good.
Gilliard is talking to the official right in front of us here. Jeffrey Clark, St. Joseph's grad, very experienced official.
And could play, too.
Yep.
Wojcik with another rebound.
Good pressure D on the drive there. They collapsed and forced a miss.
Golden. What a pass from Gilliard to Golden. That makes it a 7-point game. And Mike Rhodes calls a timeout. 33-26. VCU on top of Richmond. Here's the last two hoops for Richmond, Bob.
Take a look on the right. Tip in from this side. Nobody blocks him out.
Great shot.
Nice. But take a look at this. What a pass. Gilliard to Golden.
Golden's got 12. We heard Mike Rhodes last timeout talk to Santos Silva. This was good.
Now keep rolling hard, right? And then sealing him deep. That was a great throwback duck in there. The other thing that he's trying to time you, just get to the other side, score, get to the other side, go at him. Good, good.
He's talking right there to Santos Silva about the defense of Grant Golden. And he wants Silva to go to one side of the basket and come back to the other side and post a little bit lower. Those are his numbers on the season. He's the second leading field goal percentage shooter in the league, behind the best player in the league, Obi Toppin of Dayton. And so far, Grant has done a terrific job on him, challenging one shot, blocking another. And the advice from Mike Rhodes should prove to be very beneficial. Those are the little things coaches do during the game that players can relate to.
Evans.
There's the hard roll.
McAllister cut off below the baseline.
Nice man-to-man D by the Spiders there, cutting people off.
Evans from 17. McAllister with the offensive rebound, cannot convert. And Gustafsson with the rebound. VCU has not scored in 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And another turnover for the Spiders. Evans go to the basket. Gustafsson with the block, and he's going to be called for the foul.
You know, it's interesting. We just were talking about how VCU hadn't scored in a while, and bam, they get a steal. So they don't have to be that efficient in the half court when they're playing great defense like they play. They're going to get some breakouts. Santos Silva tipped that ball ahead, and Evans was the recipient.
9 turnovers for Richmond in this first half.
Wow. That's a lot.
Sherrod is in, Wojcik is out. Sherrod so far is 1 for 2 from the floor for 2 points.
Yeah.
Gilliard 0 for 2 from the floor.
Well, you're talking a lot about those two guys and their lack of scoring, and yet they're still hanging in the game, which is good news for Chris Mooney. Because they're not going to go for a whole game at this pace, I guarantee you that. Gilliard's going to get some shots. Tap of the head play. Inside look for Golden.
I mean, that's saying an awful lot. I mean, Golden's gotten his points tonight, but Gilliard and Sherrod have only combined for 2. Francis is on the bench because he's injured.
And he has 0.
And he has 0. I hope he has 0.
4 guys, 1,000-point score. Pretty good.
Shot clock down to 7. KO down low. Into the paint. Double team. Switches. And he'll go to the free throw line.
McAllister got him and didn't need to.
Coming up on AT&T at the half, Brent Stover, Khalid El-Amin, Jameer Nelson, and Gary Parrish are in the studio. Some scores and highlights from around college basketball. Get you set for tonight's nightcap on CBS Sports Network.
Those are 2 guys who could dribble through penetration and presses.
A little bit, yep.
El-Amin and Jameer. This young man on the free throw line has improved dramatically. Last year he was in the 50s from the free throw line. Now he's 79%. That is dramatic change, and he's an improved player. They like to post him up.
From Montreal.
Look at this hedge out high.
Ball knocked away by Golden. Gilliard to Golden, back to Gilliard, back to Golden, blocked from behind by Santos Silva. Golden wants a goaltending. Ball is deflected. McAllister somehow gets it back to Golden again. Golden to the basket, has it blocked from the side, and he'll go to the free throw line for 2.
How about this action? Santos Silva, take that out of here. What a tremendous play by him. If that ball had hit the backboard first, it's basket interference, but it did not. Kudos to Grant Golden. His defense at the other end of the floor led to all of this hodgepodge that we've just seen. Great matchup between these two. So far, Grant Golden outplaying Santos Silva.
Golden is 65% free throw shooter, cuts the lead to 6. There was a great moment before the ball game while the two teams were warming up. Golden and Santos Silva, I guess they kind of played to a draw last year.
Yeah, even in the second game.
But they embraced, shook hands before the ball game.
Nice.
Golden gets the tip. Outside to Gilliard for 3. Got it! First bucket of the night for Gilliard. It's an 11-1 run for Richmond, a three-point game.
Both coaches told us that this was going to be a game of runs, and it has been. As good as advertised.
Absolutely.
Both teams have identical records overall and in conference.
Evans, three-pointer. Off the side of the iron, Sims offensive rebound deflected.
Golden hit it.
How about the fact that Sherrod and Gilliard have combined for 5 and they're only down 3?
Yep. Very important. Golden's been the man.
Gustafson, explosion into the paint, and a blocking foul is called on Santos Silva. Well, Golden's had a very good first half. He's kept Santos Silva a little quiet. You know, it's like a pitcher when they face somebody a lot of times. You try to figure out how to get the edge. How do you do it with basketball?
Well, you know, I think you just play your game, and there's nothing special that's going to happen in a game like this. You rely on your habits and the way you do things all year and the way you practice.
How about coaches? What is their impact on that kind of a matchup?
Well, I think Chris Mooney was talking to us about, you know, what they were going to do with Santos Silva, and he felt good about Grant Golden's size advantage. And his size advantage has proven to be very important so far in this game. Yeah. Santos Silva is getting close to the basket, but he's given away 4 inches.
And on the flip side, Mike Rhodes said we're going to try to wear Golden down. Well, they're not really doing that here in this first half. He's wearing them down.
And no doubt about it. And Mooney is substituting nicely, getting Caresi into the game to spell Golden. This is when they should go to Santos Silva.
Profield, he was sealed off. Count the bucket. It ends a 5-minute scoring drought.
The sealed off play, as you described, with Santos Silva. Watch him. He seals off the defensive player, gets him on his back, so he can't go over and block the shot. Profield missed 8 games, wrist injury. They are missing free throws badly.
Yeah, they are.
The lead would be much more substantial if VCU was hitting their free throws.
See, Richmond is 7 for 10. VCU 3 of 7.
That's not going to do it.
KO against Sims. KO into the paint, steps toward the baseline. Just a little too quick for Sims to the baseline.
Solid D has kept the Spiders in it.
Evans for 3. And again, too strong. He's just off the mark since making that one that gave him 2,000 points. And Evans fouls Gilliard.
He's impossible to guard in the open floor like that. You almost have to foul him or you're going to give up the 2. Evans not happy with himself, missing that wide open 3. The problem when you take long threes and there's long rebounds and there's a guy like Gilliard in the game, it's not just a miss. It's like a turnover because they're racing to the other end of the floor. This guy is first team all-conference coming in.
1-on-1 opportunity. He converts. He's 87%. Fourth best in the Atlantic 10.
Tie game with 43 seconds to go right here. Couple of possessions to go.
VCU had a 13-point lead a couple times. And now Richmond takes the lead for the first time in tonight's ballgame.
Stick-to-itiveness on the part of the Spiders. When they got down, they didn't get out.
And Gilliard, the steal on the open floor, sweeps in, reverse layup. It's 39-36.
How about that? Came from behind. That's why he leads the nation in steals. 65 coming into this game. What has he got so far here? 3 or 2?
He's got 3.
3. He's also got 111 assists and only 39 turnovers. That's a heck of a ratio.
Hyland for 3. It's good! 4 threes in this first half. We're tied at 39. The shot would have counted. It's off the mark, and what a first half we have had here at the Siegel Center.
Unbelievable shot by Hyland.
Bones Hyland did not start. He doesn't start because he's a youngster, but he is certainly making his presence known. 4 threes. It started early, and it's not even right on the line. He's way back converting these threes.
And the last one is the deepest one. Woo! This one's the second deepest. Big guys right there on your screen. Be interesting to see what happens down the stretch here. Tom, just what we expected.
Yeah.
An intensely played, well-played game against two teams that are close to one another in every respect this year. 15-5, 5-2.
And by the way, Bones Hyland, who played 9.5 minutes, is not starting the second half, but we're going to see him shortly. Jenkins for 3. It's 42-39 VCU. I guess they got to keep firing the threes at their VCU.
Well, that's their game. They have a way they play, and that's how they're going to play. Jenkins, if Hyland didn't come along, would be the best three-point shooter on the team. 2 post guys in. I like what this is doing with Mike Rhodes here.
Sherrod has it blocked away by Douglas.
Immediate impact by Douglas.
Jenkins thought about another 3. Van, he'll fire at 3. It's good. Back-to-back threes by the Rams, and in a blink of an eye, it's back to a 6-point lead.
This is how the game began. Shooting threes freely. Dariante Jenkins is on Gilliard right now.
Which means he's a longer defender on Gilliard.
And he's not helping. Notice Jenkins is not helping on Teo there.
Jumper by Golden off the mark. Douglas with the rebound. So
Douglas has made an impact immediately. He blocked the last shot. He runs that ball down.
Gilliard with the steal. Gustafson in the open floor. Leaves it for Golden. That is great recognition.
Strong hands by the Helsinki native.
That is unselfish, because he could have easily tried to draw the foul and go to the free throw line.
Yeah, and he would have had a turnover if he tried to shoot that.
45-41, Jenkins to Van. Up top to Douglas, puts it on the deck, heads to the basket, got a great angle off the glass.
Who is this guy? He averages a few points a game. Big impact on the game right now by Douglas.
He starts the second half for Sims.
Makes them bigger. And since Sims isn't shooting it well, that's what they need.
Golden for 3, too much. Jenkins with the rebound. 47-41. Evans dribbled it off his leg, but he's fouled from behind.
The picture of unselfishness. Knowing where your teammates are. Great play, Andre. This is very interesting because Richmond is not a good rebounding team. VCU not so great either. But because they had some struggle and Sims isn't making shots, Douglas and Santos at the same time makes sense because they rebound better with those two in the game.
Van, turnaround jumper is good. He's got 5 in the second half.
Only made 1 in the first half.
10-2 run for VCU to start the second half. Gilliard for 3. And off the top of the backboard, Santos Silva with the rebound.
Gotta watch your back here, Dariante.
Little hesitation, kept his dribble. Santos Silva can't finish. Rebound by Jenkins. Van open for 3. Too much. And Golden corrals the rebound.
Gilliard's waving for Gustafsson to bring the ball up the floor. He's in the left corner. He thought he had an opening.
Shot clock at 10. Sherrod to the free throw line. Cut off with a double team, and he'll get a couple free throws.
They switched it, and the lighter Evans got stuck on the thicker Sherrod.
Torrey Douglas, he majors in Homeland Security. He is from Louisville, Kentucky, and Fort Union Military Academy.
Yeah, and he signed with Rice, and then he decided when Mike left, he decided to go to junior college instead, so he didn't have to sit out, so he got to play a year. And then he followed Mike here to VCU, and he is a valuable post backup.
Start of the second half for Sims, who now checks back in. Hyland's in for Evans.
I'm sorry, had a block shot immediately to start the half, then scored at the other end and set a good screen.
49-42. VCU leads it by 7. Hyland for 3. 5 for 5. Amazing. Amazing. It's a 10-point lead for VCU. The Rams led it by 13 in the first half. Backdoor pass to Gustafsson, blocked away by Santos Silva.
Wow. 2 wows in a row.
Hyland with a crossover.
Too much. Way too much. Pull up, Bones.
Pavarani's in the house. He's one of the big-time VCU fans. He has been for years. He went here, and he's at every home game and a lot of road games as well. VCU's on top 52-42.
They are a well-balanced, well-oiled, experienced team.
All right, Richmond with the basketball, down by 10, and a steal by Jenkins. Jenkins right to the rim, lays it in. It's a 15-3 run for VCU to begin the second half.
How about that trap out of the timeout by Mike Rhodes? They hadn't been trapping. They surprised Gilliard. He's quick, but they're tall.
And Golden, he's had Santos Silva's number tonight.
No doubt about it. He's playing a great game, one of his best.
Jenkins hedged out by Golden to the corner for Sims. Got it.
I'm feeling like I might be able to make it through.
Well, it's 10 threes tonight for VCU.
Let's take a look right here. The trap is going to come right about at this point on Gilliard when he's here. And when he makes the pass in this direction, it's stolen. Take a look. There's the trap right there. They're tall. And notice how they stayed off Gilliard a little. If they were close to him, he could have broken through the trap.
Okay, which is what you talked about at the opening. They want to have him to have the ability to do. Wojcik takes the long rebound, short with the 3. Loose ball, picked up by VCU.
They got numbers.
By 13, matching its largest lead of the night. Hyland has 5 threes. Profield lost control. Santos Silva is there and finishes.
He hasn't been able to get many. Loose ball, quick hands. This exact thing, Tom, happened to Richmond against Dayton in their last game. At this juncture in the game, Dayton went on a big spurt.
Sherrod trying to answer it, rims out. Sims with the rebound. That Dayton run was 16-2, and then 12-0 at different points in the second half.
Yep.
Boy, the difference has been three-point shooting, hasn't it?
No doubt about it. And the freedom to shoot them. The green light that Mike Rhodes gives his guys.
Curry has it stripped away, and a foul called on Richmond. I think he's going to be shooting too.
When things are going really, really well, like they are for VCU right now, what they have to understand is not to rush. If the defense plays well, don't rush and run your stuff. This kid has given them a lift in the last 3 or 4 games. He's very, very quick.
Sophomore from Jacksonville, Florida. Douglas is in for Santos Silva. As Curry's second free throw is good. Or the rim, or the net didn't even move on that free throw.
They're small right now with Sims as the 4-man. Opportunity to go inside right now. There it is.
Golden using his muscle, and he'll go to the free throw line. A three-point play opportunity.
Well, what Mike Rhodes is doing right now is he's alternating the bigs. Right here, several bumps. When you're the defender, you jump second, especially against a guy like Golden, who is not a leaper. You do not want to jump first. The defense should jump second always. 19 points, 4 boards. You got to think about maybe doubling him.
Yeah. Well, they're going to get Douglas out of the game. He has 3 fouls. Santos Silva's going to come back in.
How many does he have right now? 2?
Santos Silva?
Yes.
He is 2.
Okay. So he's alternating them for fear of foul trouble in the end game. He's talking about going straight up right here.
Grant Golden, 20 points. It's his second 20-point game of the year.
He was fired up for this one.
I got to tell you, I've been impressed with the way Grant Golden has played on both ends of the floor.
Very, very good. His quickness is way better. He lost 35 pounds.
Santos Silva with an exclamation point. Oh! And a foul called on the opposite ends.
It hasn't been a great night for Marcus Santos Silva, but he's going to remember that one. Beautiful pass. Golden got caught outside, out of position.
Off the inbounds and the foul by Bones Hyland. The 3 attempt by Gilliard. Curry with the rebound. Here comes Hyland. He finds Crowfield. Opposite floor for 3. No good. And Gilliard.
Crowfield could have had a layup.
He should, yeah, absolutely.
Instead, he ran to the 3-point line. That's modern basketball.
Ball knocked out of bounds. Touched last by Richmond.
Fast hands by Curry. Not Steph.
This is a 24-8 beginning for VCU in the second half.
It's amazing how well they have played here against a well-coached, solid, good fundamental team. Home court advantage helps.
Crowfield, got to be careful when the ball's still on the rim.
Yep.
Gilliard gives it to the freshman Burton, off the glass, too strong, and Santos Silva goes to the floor hard, out of bounds.
Crowfield knocked down his own man. And other good players like Bobby Hurley, and Tony Bennett was a terrific college player as well.
By the way, some of the VCU fans, a little ode to the late Kobe Bryant. Tragic helicopter accident just a couple of days ago when he and his daughter Gigi and overall 9 folks passed away in a helicopter accident. We've seen it all around basketball, NBA, college basketball. All around the world, people paying homage to Kobe Bryant and the life that he led.
My son coaches in China, in the professional league there, and same thing in China right now about Kobe.
Golden from the corner.
little out of his range. He's pretty good from 3 from out front, but not the corners.
Richmond is 2 for 11 from beyond the arc. They're number 1 in the Atlantic 10 in three-point percentage, but not many opportunities here tonight. That was a goal for Mike Rose's team, and also a goal is to get Santos Silva involved, and he is involved in the last 2 possessions.
That is called slipping the screen. We'll show it to you if we can.
65-47, and Sherrod is fouled on the opposite ends.
Right here, we're going to stop it right there. This is going to be a screen, but Golden steps out, so he runs right here. He slipped the screen. And when you slip the screen, this is what happens.
Sherrod converts the free throw. Now that's a read by Santos Silva, because if Golden had stepped back, then he couldn't do something like that.
Exactly. So he's got to feel, he's not looking that way, so he's got to feel where Grant Golden is. You practice it, no doubt about it, it just doesn't come automatically.
Both free throws are good. Santos Silva, by the way, has 8 points. Most have come in the second half. Sims for 3, high arcing shot. And Sherrod with the rebound.
Threes can help you and they can hurt you.
Ball is deflected out of bounds by Santos Silva. They tried the backdoor pass.
There have been a couple that they've made in this game so far. And of course, you did Princeton games for 100 years. And so you were familiar with the backdoor play.
Oh, it was a thing of beauty.
No doubt.
I think it's a little quicker now than it was when I did the games. Gustafsson, high banking shot is good.
Wow. He's athletic.
Sure is. It's now a 14-point game.
So you start missing threes. Right now, Richmond's doing a great job defensively, just containing and forcing tough twos.
Here's a 3 by Sherrod. And KO battling for the rebound, and a jump ball is called. Possession goes to Richmond.
Gustafsson, very athletic. That ball hit almost the top of the backboard. He was cognizant of the defense coming, and he had to shoot it high. Well done. They're back in it.
They certainly are.
Don't give up in the Spiders.
And there's an alley-oop to KO off the inbounds, and he's able to get it off the glass.
Great execution.
It's a 6-0 run for Richmond. The lead is 12.
Look at the Richmond players. They're not trying to gamble. Other than Gilliard, everybody else plays between their man and the basket. Make the opposition shoot over you. If they drive it, collapse in the paint.
Van with the shot clock down to 7 was able to get a sliver of daylight laid in.
They collapsed on him and he made it anyway.
See what VCU has shot in this second half. 11 of 19.
Ooh, that's going to win most games.
KO spinning, got free. I think he was shocked he was that far open.
Good reverse handle there.
Douglas will check back in for VCU. Golden's coming back in for Richmond. Golden may not sit again. Sims, off-balance shot. Santos Silva caught it out of the air, and he is bumped to the free throw line.
What an educated play. He saw his man drive. He anticipated the miss on the left. First, the beauty of KO going to the basket. Next, the drive, awkward shot. Where's it gonna miss? It'll be this side. I got it. That is really, really good stuff. Both ends. Well played game. Really well played game.
But he's got 10 points. Most of his damage in this second half. His free throw shooting percentage is not good. He was 5 of 8 last week in a game. Missed this one. He's just different. Every time he shoots it, it's a different free throw.
I'll work with him before the next game.
Bumping foul on Santos Silva. That'll be number 3 on him. This is Santos Silva in warm-ups from the free throw line.
A lot of it has to do with his body and his balance on shots. Sometimes he fades backwards when he shoots it. Sometimes he leans too far forward.
Golden shot fake, leaning. Doesn't get the ball off the back of the iron. Saved out of bounds by Santos Silva and Jenkins.
3 guys involved.
Hyland step back 3 and no good. He missed for the first time tonight.
5 out of 6 ain't bad.
Not bad.
Golden's open.
So Sherrod for 3. It's short, but they had Golden underneath.
Yes.
Van, nice move left to right. And he's going to get 2 free throws. One of the better atmospheres in college basketball, certainly in the Atlantic 10. It's the Siegel Center. They're celebrating the 20th anniversary of the Siegel Center. And yes, they are Ram Jam tonight. That's Trey Daniels and Travion Graham on the t-shirts. It's the Stripe the Stew. And you see what VCU's done at home. Their only loss was to Rhode Island. And Rhode Island's guards really outplayed everybody else in that ball game. But it's really a great home court advantage.
Oh, it's a tremendous place. 147 sellouts in a row. They love their team. They love their basketball here. And, of course, it's a very exciting brand of basketball.
All right, so they've used 11 players in this game, VCU has, but Isaac Van, the senior's really stepped up.
He's had 1,000 points earlier this year. He's got 9 in this one. This is the start of the second half. He knocks a 3 in. Spin move. The defense comes to block him off. Spin move. And right here, all the way between 3 defenders. Isaac Van, a senior, and he's had a terrific career. Been in the NCAA tournament, and they were 16-2 last year in the league. Cleared the whole league in the regular season by 2 games. And they're hoping to get another NCAA bid this year.
In fact, the Atlantic 10 is hoping for a handful of bids. You know, you figure Dayton's there, VCU is probably there right now, but you've got others that are right there as well, including these Richmond Spiders. St. Louis is a solid team. Rhode Island has really played well this year. It's a good league. It really is.
No doubt. And Richmond, when they beat Rhode Island at Rhode Island recently, that was a very good win for them on the road. You know what? I think I'm not sure whether you're a quadrant 1 or are you a quadrant 1 or a quadrant 2?
I haven't been able to figure it out. I think 10 years ago I might have been a quadrant 1. There's Sherrod. Sherrod, leaner, no good. He probably had Golden again. His momentum just took him too far to the basket.
Yeah, Douglas. He was thinking about Douglas too. Can't dribble. I thought that was double dribble.
7.5 to play. Jenkins. Baseline, fadeaway jumper, no good. Golden, rebound.
Gilliard needs to get going.
He is scoreless in the second half. Golden's jumper, it's good. 22 points for Grant Golden.
Likes that face-up, doesn't he? The mid-range shot.
I'm not sure where his basketball career is going to take him after Richmond. But if he wants to, he can make some money playing this game somewhere. Douglas over the top of Golden, no good, but Jenkins with the rebound.
What a rebound.
Van, he was open for a moment.
Not bad. Height advantage here for Bones.
And Hyland has it stripped away. KO and Gilliard, a 2-man game. KO to the basket, and he's fouled going up.
When you have a guy like Gilliard who leads the nation in steals, other guys get to know how to do it. And right there, KO made the steal. If he wasn't playing for Gilliard for a couple of years, he might not know how to make this play. Let's take a look. Right here, he comes from behind. We didn't see the poke, but he poked it from behind. Does a nice job protecting it right here. He had one of those blocked in the first half.
Converts the first free throw. Sherrod is out. Wojcik is in. Santos Silva in for McAllister.
Watch the poke here.
Good hands.
Long arms, good hands. That's nicely done.
And now KO for the second free throw. And a big spoke.
I admire his ability to have improved by 20 percentage points on his free throws.
Yeah, it's hard to do.
No doubt about it.
Because some of it is upstairs. It's not even mechanical, but some of it's upstairs.
Gotta get the confidence going. Problem is, when you're a bad free throw shooter and you practice a lot, you practice missing. That's the only problem with being a hard worker.
Douglas, baseline jumper, hit the side of the backboard, got his own rebound, and he's fouled from behind.
He was angry that he was a little embarrassed that he hit the side there.
Well, the C was certainly angry, my friends. And now Douglas to the line.
He's played well in this game, really well. One of the unheralded guys on this team. He will be vital to their success in the A-10 going down the stretch, and whatever comes after that as well.
All right, so 6:15 to play. Gilliard scoreless in the second half. How important is it to get him going?
Well, you got to. I don't think they can win if he doesn't get going.
Gustafson left it down low. It almost got stolen.
Evans is in for Bones right now.
KO against Douglas. Douglas, Gustafson with the rebound, and he lost it to Santos Silva.
What a play by Douglas. He's the one who saved it. Chris Mooney very upset about that one.
Yeah, he thought there was a foul in there. There may have been. Santos Silva has it blocked, but Douglas cleans it up.
Told you, vital. I like what Mike Rhodes did, taking Hyland out of the game. Evans is way more experienced. Hyland gives you a great streak, but when you're ahead, you're in preservation mode, not come from behind mode.
Yeah, it's almost like in the NFL. You run the ball when you have a lead.
Similar.
2 shots. Douglas called for his 4th foul.
KO can get around people. He is a slithery kind of player. You know what? If I'm Mike Rhodes, I don't care if Douglas fouls out of every game. If he plays the kind of game he's playing here, he is going to be extremely helpful.
Caressi's in for Golden. Douglas will lead with 4.
Well done, Mr. Douglas.
Curry in for Jenkins. Profield in for Van.
KO had 12 last time these two teams played. He's got 12 now. Had 15 against Dayton. Made all of his free throws against Dayton in their loss just recently.
He's making them today, too.
Absolutely. That's important. They're the best free throw shooting team.
Profield to Curry, who will reset things.
Smart. Pick and roll here.
Profield off the pass from Evans, down low to Santos Silva, and a foul on the floor. It's only the 6th team foul on Richmond, so VCU will have to inbound the basketball.
There's a smart foul right here by Sherrod. Beautiful pass. Defense is on the high side, and Sherrod just intentionally fouls him early. Smart play.
Yeah, otherwise it would have been an easy layup.
Yep.
Curry, down low to Evans. His man fell down, and he lays it in.
Terrific pass. You lob to the smallest guy on the floor.
Awkward pass. There was just nothing there. It really wasn't.
Good D. Santos Silva pushed Caressi out.
VCU began the second half with an explosion. And they haven't allowed Richmond to pull closer. Profield's 3 is over the backboard. Wojcik comes in. And now Golden comes back in.
When VCU misses 3s, they don't get discouraged about it. They just dig in on defense at the other end.
You know, there's a team that's been really successful doing that in college basketball over the last 10 years, and that's Villanova.
Yep.
They fire a ton of threes, and Jay Wright says, it's okay. Keep shooting.
It's also great when you got a lot of guys who can shoot.
Very good point. Makes it easier to say, all right, keep shooting. Gilliard for three. It's good. His first bucket of the second half.
One of my teams led the nation in free throw shooting one time. And all of the guys in the clinic circle wanted me to talk about, how did they get so good? I said, we recruited good free throw shooters. Clogged, way clogged up. He was fortunate to get the foul there. He's had a terrific game, especially in the first half, where he kept his team in it when they were faltering a little bit.
Well, he's been fun to watch. He hasn't played as many minutes as maybe he would normally play, or at least in recent games, but I think you made a great point. They're up 76-64. You've got the more experienced Marcus Evans that can play the point guard position.
You don't want a guy getting too overzealous about making more threes or trying to score. You want to get the ball inside to Santos Silva, get some drives, but still play quality defense.
Just to recap, this game was tied at the half, and then VCU went on a 24-8 run to begin the second half. And then since that time, the closest Richmond has come was what you just saw, 12 points.
Douglas and Jenkins ready to come back in for the Rams.
Gilliard just has not had a great night handling the basketball.
He's normally reliable.
Santos Silva wanted it up top. Gilliard saves it along the sidelines, but he's out of bounds.
Good hustle by Gilliard. Here comes Douglas. And here comes Dariante Jenkins. Sims goes out. Curry goes out.
Why is this two big men work so well for VCU?
Well, I think it helps their defense. Not so much with block shots, although Douglas has a couple. I think what happens when the ball comes into the lane, you need a second big. A lot of times Santos Silva is out trapping on the perimeter. His man rolls, and now you got a 6'10" on a 6'4". This way, you have a 6'10" against a 6'9".
Golden with the steal. Golden heads to the basket, trying to get contact, and it's blocked away by Van. No foul called.
That was a foul.
Yeah, it was.
Big time. But Golden is looking for the guys coming, and they came. Look, see him look? Both guys blocked it.
That could have been a foul, too.
Yep. I'll tell you what, though. You got to let the guys play some, right?
Here is Golden to the basket. Too strong. Ball is pinballing around. Santos Silva pulls it down for his 8th rebound. 2:35 to play.
He needs a screen.
Evans down low. Santos Silva with his 3rd jam in the second half. And Wojcik has it stolen by Jenkins. Look out below. But he didn't get a chance to slam it because
good sportsmanship here. Good sportsmanship, right, Tom?
Yeah, no doubt.
Golden went after him hard, but then went to pick him up right away. They're probably going to get a look at this. He goes for the ball. They're going to take a look, I'm sure. But look at this right here. That's what you want.
Well, the campuses are 6 miles apart. And this is a fierce rivalry. But that was going for the ball.
No, he's going for the ball.
Now, I don't blame VCU for trying to gain a...
Notice how the players are reacting compared to how the fans are reacting. They're pretty calm about it. You know, he didn't go for his head. He didn't tackle him. He did come from behind. Look at Van trying to officiate here.
Lee Cassell's going to give us an idea of what it is. So they're going to call it a flagrant one for excessive contact.
Yeah, and that's part of the rule, excessive contact. There's no ill intent here. Everybody that knows basketball knows that. They need to come right out on the floor here.
Right, but the key is that VCU will get 2 shots. Now it is Santos Silva who will go to the free throw line, but they'll also get the basketball back.
Right. I think that was a call that the officials had to make by the letter of the rule. Fortunately, it's not a situation where it changes the game in any way, shape, or form. Right here coming from behind is Golden. You can see that. I'll bet that happens 3 or 4 times a day in the VCU practice.
How about Santos Silva getting everybody on their feet? 55% from the free throw line. Well, the key was just not having anybody in the lanes.
There you go. He didn't have a good first half, but he sure is having a good second half.
14 points, 8 rebounds for Santos Silva.
Like clockwork.
Yeah, he's steady. On the doorstep of his 8th double-double. Evans down low, Santos Silva, and Douglas is there for the 2nd time to clean up a miss.
That's the other reason you have a second big in there.
Largest lead of the night for VCU. A game that was tied at the half, and here comes Evans if Gilliard doesn't get there, and he does. Shot clock does not reset. Sherrod down low, cut off.
You kidding me?
Just quick hands tonight.
Oh, not only quick hands, but understanding where to go. Anticipation.
"15 turnovers tonight for Richmond. They averaged just 11.
That's to be expected.
Golden along the baseline. And he's fouled going up. He'll get 2 shots with 1:06 to play. And the Capital City Classic is going to wind up going to VCU for 3rd straight year.
Check out Douglas right there. That's why you have a second 6'9" guy in the game. On the miss, perfect position. The miss from the left inside is going to go to the right 75% of the time.
And who says that you don't understand analytics? I mean, seriously.
There's a place for it, right?
There is.
In your game, too. And, of course, your game being baseball. For those who don't know, you're a famous baseball guy.
I asked Chris Moody about it. I said, do you use analytics? He goes, well, I watch the game. And then I use it if I need it.
Congratulations to your son, by the way.
Thank you.
Getting an Atlanta Braves look.
It's an exciting time. Grant Golden will check out.
Great game.
24 points. 8 rebounds.
1 minute. 1 minute remaining.
VCU next at Rhode Island.
Yeah, Friday night. Foul is called on Caressi. It'll send Evans, who reached 2,000 points tonight, with a 3 to start the game. And he cans that free throw.
Very, very impressive. Very. I think this is the best game they've played all year, even though they beat LSU by 2 in this building. Mike Rhodes has them ready.
And I think 3 or 4 games ago, he started using more players, and I think it's helped them.
Yeah, I think so, too.
And that is a slam to the floor by 2 players, and the foul's going to go against Evans.
I'll tell you what, Evans, we've done a lot of his games, watched him a lot over the years. He is outside of the restricted arc. The official is saying he did not get there before Gustafson left the floor.
This close.
You can't jump into an airborne player. He thought he was there. close call. I'll tell you what, though, he's been banged up a lot this year. Split lip in one game. He's not afraid of contact, I'll tell you that.
Got a concussion in another game, and then the St. Joseph's game, we thought he might have another concussion.
Yep. Same kind of play where he's taking a charge and hit his head.
Gustafson makes the first, he'll get a second one. Well, this game was all about the beginning of the second half. 24-8 run. And now Gustafson shooting into a sea of yellow. VCU fans have some signs up saying this is our city. It's the Capital City Classic. And for the third straight game, it's going to go to VCU. Evans lost control. Shot clock at 5. He just throws it up to Jenkins. Shot clock at 3. Jenkins into the paint. Jenkins gets the roll. It's been that kind of half for VCU. The final 10 seconds wind off the clock. Wojcik lost it, and that's the story of the night. Mike Rhodes' team, steal after steal, turnover after turnover, and VCU wins it 87-68 with a convincing second half performance. Well, these games are traditionally very entertaining. Tonight's game fell into that category. A game tied at halftime, and then VCU exploded for a 24-8 run. And it was a game of runs, but a 24-8 run to begin the second half.
Mike, this was obviously very, very impressive. The three-point shooting was extremely impressive. Reasons?
We shared the ball today. Honestly, we shared the ball. We found the open guys, and our passes were on money. Guys took their time, knocked them down. We shared the ball.
I made the point during the broadcast about Corey Douglas, and I know you play a lot of guys, and you have a lot of different lineups during the course of a game. But to me, he's a very underappreciated big guy, and in this game, I thought he was vital.
Maybe publicly he's underappreciated, but not by me. He's one of my all-time favorite players, on and off the court, does everything right. He's about the team, the team, the team. And defensively, he helps out so much, and he does a great job at the rim, but he can guard perimeter guys. And then on offense, he's the guy that keeps the ball moving and does a lot of the dirty work. And you win with guys like that, and we're so proud of him.
The rivalry, inner city rivalry, two teams a few miles away from one another. That's got to be special.
Without a doubt, I'm a huge Chris Mooney fan. He's a heck of a coach. He's done a great job at Richmond for a long, long time, and they're very good. We're fortunate to play the way we did today to get a good win. It's a rivalry game. We'll take it, but we got to go back there too.
Yeah. Great game today. Thank you, Coach. Appreciate you coming by. Back to you, Tom.